to do that. Let me just start again. And here we have on our show Mr. Tanner McCartney.
What's going on? Happy to be here.
Thank you so much for coming on the This and That podcast show. Guys, welcome. We're very excited to go ahead and get going.
Also back on.
Back on. You know, we took a little bit of a break, but we're definitely back. So just be looking out for new content and stuff and anything you want to see. And definitely we can always like, subscribe, and share. We'd really appreciate it. And send us any comments and anything you'd like for us to add. You know, we're always welcome to making the show better and stuff like that. So
yeah, last show of the season. We're going out, talking to two, wonderful guests today. Got Jimmy Zamora back. I mean, one episode didn't cut it, y'all. I mean,
Wasn't enough.
Yeah, this guy has stories for days, so we always want him to come back and share. Again, it's all about growing the community, seeing how we can get our name, San Antonio, on the map. I keep connection with a lot of Austin people out there, so keep Austin on the map. They always got things, doing it big out there. So, yeah, be on the lookout for our next season. We'll announce it on our page. But again, please remember to subscribe, like, downloads. We actually had quite a bit. So that's been pretty nice to see.
Keep it going. And thank you to our sponsors, Disc Kings Disc Golf. And we have...
Yeah, so...
Really?
Yeah, dude, that was
your wife's shit, dog.
Oh, I'm so sorry, y'all. It's been a long week.
And
we want to throw out Imaginary Reactions, Sweet Rock Creations. You got to keep all our sponsors in the loop that help us, with our tournaments, whatnot. But yeah, I mean, let's kick it off with, Tanner McCartney. Tanner, I've seen you on the scene, seen you come on, kind of see your story along the way. Much props to you, man. Just kind of like pushing your way, pretty fast from what I've seen as well too. I mean, how did I guess let's just start right there. How did you start playing disc golf, man?
I kind of started like everybody else does. I had one of my youth group leaders when I was in high school at the church I was going to. We played a lot of ultimate frisbee growing up, just very casually, but pretty often. And so he had some discs, and we went one time at a course in Laredo, and it was the only course we had there. And I don't think I even knew what it was before I started playing.
Is that where you're from? You're from Laredo?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I grew up in Laredo.
Nice. What high school did you go to?
Alexander.
Okay.
Yeah, I grew up there, then I moved to Austin after I graduated.
Gotcha. Cool, man.
What's your PDGA number?
Yeah.
97556. So in 2017.
Nice.
I'm sub 100,000.
I was gonna say a 5 digit. Jimmy, I know it's a 5 digits. I'm definitely 6 digits.
Yeah.
No, that's cool, guys. Yeah, look them up. You can kind of, again, if you're new to the community, trying to get to know everyone, definitely look up Tanner. He's definitely an advocate of just Texas disc golf right now as well. Mm-hmm. Look up his accomplishments, everything like that, and I mean, I'm sure that we'll talk about a lot of stuff that could be relevant to you on this show today.
Yeah.
So, thank you so much once again for coming on, Tanner. Just tell us a little bit about where you're at, because I love seeing your story. I see it on social media, and I love seeing the grind, and I love seeing your inspirational posts and stuff like that.
Yeah, you're waking up 5 a.m. playing, 6 a.m. throwing. That's dedication.
Yeah,
it is, man.
Just tell us, a little bit about what your journey has been when you made that switch from being that am to that pro, and then now where you're at right now.
I started playing in 2017. That was like literally when I picked up a disc. And then I would say probably pretty close, shortly after I knew this was something that I wanted to try to get good at.
Yeah.
And then, I think when I found out there was tournaments, when I found YouTube and realized other people were doing it, I was definitely hooked, and I was like, okay, this is what I want to do. But I was in Laredo, so there wasn't a whole lot of people playing, and so I felt like I was just kind of capped off. And
were you out there winning all the minis and everything like that?
We didn't even have minis.
Oh, shoot.
I mean, there was like
how many courses are over there? Are there
just
any?
One course. Just one
just
course.
One in all of Laredo?
Yeah, just one course.
Wow.
And there was maybe like 8 people who played. Like, it was one of those things where, like, when you were at the course playing, people were looking at you like you were insane. Like, they were just like,
what are they doing?
Everybody. That's just what it was. Like, it was not a it was not something that people were
It was
familiar
foreign
with.
to them.
Yeah. And so the first time I came up to Austin, I had UDIS, so I like checked the map and I was like, whoa, there's like tons of courses here.
Mm-hmm.
So I think one of my first time, I think I played Marymore. That was one of the first courses I played.
Nice.
And like people were there like warming up and practicing and I was like, whoa, this is crazy. Like, because it was just like, we didn't have that in Laredo.
Complete
So,
different scene.
yeah, so that almost like sparked me even more. I was like, man, I got to figure out a way to get up here after I graduate. This is where I need to be if I want to get good. And so I would just kind of continue playing, and then my family actually ended up moving up after I graduated. My dad got a job up here, and so that kind of just worked out perfectly for me. And so I started playing tournaments, and that was kind of my goal, was just trying to play as many tournaments as possible. And
So did you have to travel for those tournaments every time when you got started?
Yeah, for sure. And I didn't travel a whole lot as an AM, and I wasn't even playing that many tournaments. I was maybe playing, I don't know, I maybe had a year where I played like 4 or 5, and then maybe 10 the next, and then after that it was like 18, and then at that point I was like, okay, this is what I'm trying to do, and then I just jumped up to Open and played like, I don't know, maybe low 20s, and then since then it's like 25 or 30 plus since then, but yeah.
Gotcha.
That's crazy. It's a crazy evolution. Like not only from Laredo to Austin, where you have no disc golf.
Yeah, for sure.
To a whole culture of Austin disc golf, which I know Chris knows a lot about. That's a whole scene.
That's all, man. Like, I love San Antonio, and courses are different here than Austin. I'd say maybe a little bit more wooded here.
Yeah, for sure.
Just smaller, but then you go to Austin, and it's like, man, you got Roy G, you got Circle C, you got Met Center, you got and you go start going up north,
Settlers, Northtown.
East Metro. Wilco, it's like they're everywhere, man. And it's a good disc golf scene, which is like, guess why that's why they hold the NADGT there, right? I mean,
there's so many
variety.
Oh yeah, there's so many things going on. Jimmy, tell us a little bit about where you were at.
How's the year been for you? You've been playing any tournaments? I know last time we had you and Alan on, y'all had played over at Worlds and whatnot.
Yeah, I played Worlds, and then I played a couple of events since I've been back. It's been fun. I played in the ATX Open. That was fun.
Yeah.
I played in the Open on that, cashed into the 12th spot.
Nice.
It's all right,
You're on the same card, or you're on the same with Alan?
Where?
At Worlds?
At Worlds, yes. In one round we were.
Nice.
One round we were together at Worlds.
ATX Open, those 2 rounds, Roy G?
2 rounds at Roy G. Yeah, it was 1 round a day, right? Yeah.
Payout looked like it should have been good.
Yeah,
It was fun. It was fun,
You played that, Tanner?
Yeah.
Nice. How'd you finish out with
I got 3rd.
that? Nice.
No, I got 5th.
That's
It was a fight.
Yeah, that's fine, man. I mean,
Who took first
I
there?
don't even remember.
I think
Eduardo.
Yeah, Eduardo, dude.
Eduardo Fisher.
Tore it up.
Oh.
Set the course record.
what did you?
10 down, right?
I think he tied the tournament course record.
Tied it? Or it's new?
No, I think
10 down?
I think Mason Marchbank shot that last ATX earlier. Yeah, last ATX.
Was it 10?
I thought they said something like that. It was maybe it's shared then, yeah.
Yeah, I think he tied it.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
Eduardo ran away with it kind of in that first round.
Yeah.
10 down's kind of hard to beat.
And Roy G's a different course. I didn't expect the changes.
Yeah.
That
I
saw.
love it.
I was like in the mindset of the old Roy G.
You haven't played it yet,
I
right?
hadn't played
Yeah.
it. And then like straight off the bat, it was like hole 1. I'm having to go like throw it straight and then have it go to the right a little bit and then have to make decisions from there. But I like the changes, man.
What has been the biggest difference for you there, as far as the old Roy G versus new Roy G?
I guess both of you have played it
Yeah.
plentiful times, huh?
Yeah, I played the old lane a lot.
Yeah. As in like, I don't know. I think me just needing to play the course a little more probably because I had a game plan to attack the course old. And then when I went through it, like I saw him as we were practicing and just warming up. And I was like, he told me, he was like, yeah, play it yet? And I was like, no, not yet. And he was like, hey, he goes, it's like totally different now.
Yeah.
So it's like 75% different.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
At least like some of the holes are very similar, but one shot is different. And normally that one shot that's different is the shot off the tee.
yeah.
So it's not like you can if it's the second shot, it's like, well, I can throw this and then get down there and see. But when it's off the tee, it's like,
Yeah, it's a whole different play.
yeah, for sure.
So you think old course had a 10 down in it?
No. No.
That's tough, right? I remember
Yeah.
it being really tough. Lots of
Some that was, I think,
From the shorts, maybe. I mean, there were some hot scores, but I think Brad probably had a very low score one year. But I don't think very many people were touching double digits from the longs on the old layout,
no,
especially in tournament.
it has a better flow now. I feel it has a really good flow.
Yeah.
yeah, it's a good flow. I think the
Yeah,
only
flow
thing is
shorter.
just a lot of traffic from the
Yeah.
hikers and runners,
For sure.
bikers. I mean, it held us up at least
Yeah.
20 minutes total, probably.
I guess you could say that's. I don't know. I mean, there's not a lot of negatives there, right? I mean, for the kind of course that it is, but yeah,
That's nice.
the people crossing a lot because it's long too
Yeah.
because the way the trails are set up, they have to come down the
so
whole
then you have to
hole.
wait 800
Yeah.
feet, them just walking straight up.
Yeah.
And some people take their time, man. But no, that's cool. That's cool. I mean, looking forward to playing some more tournaments out there.
Oh yeah.
I know they have quite a few coming up. I know Goose Promotions out there is throwing some B tiers. I don't know if you are going to hop into any of those. Looks like some good money on the line. I think they're doing the Slaughter Showdown. It's like Marymore and Circle C. So
Mm,
Yeah.
okay.
two good courses.
Should be fun.
So what are you doing like right now, Tanner, in the off season? Are you playing tournaments? Are you focused more on practice? What's your game plan for the off season?
Yeah, I took some time. So when was the last? I guess I played an event last weekend, 2 weekends ago.
Okay.
2 weeks ago.
What was that one?
It was a invitational to the Throwing Down the Gauntlet in College Station.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
Armory Disc Golf. They ran a series throughout the year, so it was like their end of the year finale that you had to kind of qualify for.
Gotcha. Kind of how like Mint has their
Yeah,
Texas
it's-
Hot Tour.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I played that, but yeah, I had a couple other events I was gonna play, but the last couple events since I don't know, it's probably been like a month or so. I got COVID a couple. I guess at this point it's been like a month and a half ago.
Mhm.
I was up in Oklahoma a couple weeks ago for an A-tier, and once I got back from that, I got COVID, and so I didn't play at all for a week. And then that next week, I went to Piney Woods, and so I went to Piney Woods off of like one fieldwork session, going into a wooded course.
Yeah.
And I just didn't play a lot. I felt like I was messing around with my form, trying to like make it work, and then I feel like because I hadn't played, I was like not throwing the disc the way I normally would, and I feel like somewhere in there I picked up a bad habit or my timing got off, and since then I just haven't been like just playing very well, and so I just decided to. I've already hit 29 events for this year, so I just decided to kind of cut it a little early and just start my off season. So. Yeah, I'm actually planning to start picking up the disc this week to start throwing again. But mainly this off season, I'm focusing on just taking care of my body and trying to get that in a better spot. I feel like my mechanics are at a spot where I'm fairly happy with how I'm throwing when I'm healthy. But I'm just trying to get my body used to kind of working out. I'd like to be able to carry a workout plan throughout the season and not just the off season. So I've just been trying to come up with something that works and that can be done, a couple times a week and not affect the way I'm throwing. So I've just been kind of adapting my body to kind of just working out again.
Gotcha.
Very, very detailed, and I like that. And just the consistency of
Yeah.
what you're doing, that you're going to see the results. Obviously.
Yeah, for sure.
And really just having that energy, I guess that strength, that endurance,
Mhm.
On 18 that you did at Hole
Yeah,
1,
yeah, for
Hole
sure.
2 and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So no, that's great. Great tip right there for y'all out there that are getting, want to always improve your game, right? I mean, sometimes you're doing 2 rounds in some of these days. I mean, in probably the AM level, not really the pro level right now, but when you're starting off and trying to get there, keeping your body in shape is definitely the key to, outdoing some of your competitors and whatnot.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
definitely keep that in mind. And with that being said, man, I mean, like I know you mentioned you kind of picked up some bad habits, this and that. I mean, do you think that comes from just like constant improvement and having to kind of switch that up, or is it kind of just like a mental thing?
Yeah, I feel like there is. I feel like just as like life outside of disc golf advances, I feel like mentally I'm in a different spot, and so I think there's different cues that I have to listen to, or I can't always be like the same things that I'm thinking about when I'm on the course can't always be those things, and those have to adapt as I kind of evolve as a person as well. And I think there's just been a lot going on in my outside life as well. Good things, but just healthy changes in me growing as a person. I think some of that I'm just like trying to adapt as well while I'm on the course. I forgot the specific question you were saying.
No, you're right on track, man. Just kind of
like a metaphor. Like it was definitely a metaphor for like how he carries himself off, the growth, and then that's what he was saying.
Yeah, just kind of like your form, right? Like you said, that you're constantly changing and whatnot, right? Like
tweaking it to make it better. Because you can always be more efficient, I believe.
For sure.
Definitely with your body movement and stuff like that.
Yeah, because I feel like as you start to improve, right, like you mentioned, working out, you start to go a little further. The list starts to change up. The lines start to change up. Things of that sort. So
flexibility, strength, all that kind of factors into your dough. I would definitely assume that.
Yeah, man. So I mean, anything what are you looking forward to the 2024 season? I mean, what is like your vision? I mean, it seems like once it all comes together, man, you're going to be a heck of a player. So I mean, where do you kind of see your plan being?
For 2024, I'm hoping to. I played 29 events this year, and I played a good amount. I played a handful out of state, and so that's kind of my goal next year is to play a lot. Ideally, I'd like to play as little in Texas as possible, and so my goal is to try to play as many 8 tiers as possible. So I'll kind of just travel wherever the 8 tiers are. But then trying to play as many Pro Tour events as I can. It's going to be a little hard just with not having a tour card. You have to pretty much signing up is probably going to be fairly hard.
I heard it's hard.
What is that process like? Like, people don't know. Like I know there's a tour card involved with a DGPT, and then it's like tiered by levels, ratings.
It's like it waterfalls. So it'll open up at like I'm just going to throw like a couple months before the event opens, and everybody who has a tour card is already signed up. So at this point, there's maybe 20 spots left.
I was going to say, what is that, 20, 30 spots?
And then they go by rating.
Or, I mean, sometimes it's more. I'm just, throwing in a number. And then it'll open up, by certain dates. Or, okay, if you're 1,020 and up, you can sign up. And then 2 weeks later, it's if you're 1,010 and up, you can sign up. And so by the time it gets to normally now that I'm 1,000, it'll be a little bit easier because I'll be in the next window. But and you have to be like at the computer refreshing. The minute it's open, and then you have to have the 350 ready. To sign up
for that tournament.
And then a lot of times like if you're a couple minutes late, you're on the wait list. Right. But at least then if you're 15th on the wait list, you're probably guaranteed to get in. A lot of people kind of move around, but it's hard to plan. It's hard to make a schedule like that. It's hard to be able to predict things. So that's kind of what I'm going to have to do, and whatever I can get in, I can get in. And then they're going to have qualifying events this year, so you can qualify for a tour card.
Yeah, because they changed it from the silver tier or the silver series to
DGTP.
I think they're going to focus more on 8 tiers and getting certain 8 tiers to be qualifiers, and so you can earn points. From my understanding, you can earn points at these qualifier events, and the top 6 MPO players in these qualifier events by the end of, I think they're maybe doing 8 of these events. The top 6 MPO players that have the highest amount of points from those 8 qualifier events can purchase a tour card in 2025.
That's pretty cool. So it'll reward those who can make it out to those events. And it's like a mini DGPT kind of series.
So it's, you're not necessarily having, because right now the only way to do it, I think, is by like playing in the Pro Tour events and getting within the top 80 of UDisc or whatever, which is like, it's tough, but it's already tough enough when you're just trying to sign up for the event. It's like you can't even get into all of them. So I think having something that's more, efficient.
So that it does really matter. Like I know a lot of people, a lot of hot takes have been talking about ratings and whatnot.
I don't care what kind of rating.
Yeah, but somebody said something the other day, and it really resonated with me. They talked about how pros stay away from C tiers, flex tiers, smaller events because of the rating, it's punitive. Like they're basing their rating off of you most of the time. And they don't want to mess up their rating. Now I know why, because it's harder to get into the tour. Like you can't even enjoy that. I think that's one change that I really would love to see. There's got to be a way to do that to encourage pros to go and play these smaller events to make that money, because if they're not going to allow you to make like a whole lot of money just on these tournaments, then I think the lower tiered players in the DGPT, they would definitely need to supplement with some of these bigger tournaments on the way to these DGPT events.
Yeah.
That is hard though. That is hard.
So there's, I mean, I heard so many hot takes on that, and then like what it costs to be on the tour, and you know, the grind. And I commend you. Like mentally I don't know whether I could do that.
Yeah.
Just, you know, because I see the grind, and I see, you know, Brody Smith. He just did some math.
Yeah.
How much it cost him?
Yeah.
How much did he say? It was like $21,000 or $24,000
Just a tour.
just the tour.
Yeah.
Because it's $7,000 for the tour card.
Yeah.
Roughly, and then he did all his Airbnbs, but he's Airbnb.
Yeah. I mean,
Now he also said that
he's
15 or 16 for the van life. That's what he said.
Yeah, which is probably true. I think most of those people. I mean, like, yeah, they're probably living. I mean, he's eating good every night.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
And then
he just put something.
and
out
then
there,
Paul
too.
Littleberry.
But yeah, I think that's true. I think, I mean, especially if you have a van, I would say it's probably close to at least fifth, and especially what like entry fees are now. If you don't have your entry fees covered for, you know, you play 2 or 3 pro tour events in a month, that's almost $1,000.
Yeah.
And last cash isn't getting your money back. So it's like if you were in that low cut line, you're losing money on top of everything else.
And I've seen that affect a lot of things, like people not playing tournaments, people laying up, and like a Blue Ridge. I'm just saying.
It's a tough industry, man. But
For the cash, but now I know why. You know, I mean, I understand the grind, and I never have been in that situation. Obviously, I've grinded outside of the disc golf and doing that as a career. But like, what are the goods and what's the pros and the cons of being a touring, like the tour life? I guess I know you've gotten a little taste of it. You were saying, I know you said you didn't go a whole lot out of the state, but just the taste that you got.
Yeah, I went out in July. I went out for a full month, and so I did. I was in the Kansas, Michigan, and Missouri area. And so I played 2 pro tour events, two pro tour events, an A tier and a B tier while I was on the road, and that was a month straight. So I kind of got
every weekend.
Every weekend, so it was 4 weeks in a row.
Do you hit up the minis while you were there?
No, I didn't.
Just practice.
Go rake it up. Go try to rake it up.
It's a lot of disc golf. Though,
it was the most disc golf I've ever played.
Yeah.
I played every single day.
And that's a month.
Yeah.
And when you play the pro tour events, so those 3-day events.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
So I got a good taste of it there, and I think, I mean, the courses they play are just like disc golf on the pro tour is just completely different. Like it's nothing, and it's like from a viewer standpoint, when you're watching it on YouTube, you're like, oh, well, they're 7-8 down or whatever. Like you go play these courses, and it's like sometimes a good amount of times it's like if you don't have 450 like on a dime, like you're not getting a birdie.
Like
Black. It's like they make it. They're getting a lot of birdies because they're throwing insane shots. Like it's a whole different beast out there.
They just make it look that easy.
But they just make it look that easy. But so I mean, like one of the first things I was like, you know, it's no shock that they're so good because they have no choice but to like
Be good.
throw these shots. And so I think that's something that is good because I go out there and like I feel like in Texas. On some courses, like I don't have to throw the bigger shots. I can throw the safer shots and still get strokes on people.
Yeah.
Where like out there, it's like, no, this is like the hero shots in Texas are like what you have to
regular
throw
shots.
every
You have to
single
be
time out
throwing
there.
full sends.
Like you're throwing 450 foot hyzer onto an island, and you're crossing OB the entire time. And it's like here, it's like, oh well, I can just lay up and take a 3 and still get strokes on people. Where here, it's like. If I lay up for my 3, I'm losing strokes. You know, so it's like you're forced to you have no other option. If you don't want to get left behind, you have to execute.
And that's what grows the sport too.
Yeah, I mean,
competition.
I think, and I think that's why everybody's so good. But it forces me to like, you know, like I can't. I'm not going to lay this up, you know, like because then you're like
you just see yourself sinking down the leaderboard and stuff.
It just forces you to like. Be uncomfortable more often in your round, and then you hit so much where then that becomes comfortable. That just, those shots become easier. And I think that's the best way to grow is just by forcing yourself to execute in hard situations. And I feel like some of these courses here, or even just the competition, isn't as stiff, so you can afford to play safer.
Make some more mistakes.
Yeah,
go a few more OBs. And
Yeah.
miss a few in the circle putts.
Yeah, you don't have to think.
You're like, I can spare 5.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I'll spot y'all 5 guys.
Yeah, I mean,
I got 5 on.
yeah, it's just it's crazy. Every shot out there feels like it's the most. Every shot out there feels like it's like final day, final round, like
Full sentence.
everything just
Like you're on
feels
the lead
because
card.
like you go out of bounds. It's like you're dropping down the board, So it's just everything just feels so much more
Magnified.
So yeah, for sure.
Have you met anybody out there that you really latched on to that you found interesting and maybe kind of mentored you or took you under their wing?
No, not really. I mean, no one too big. No, I mean, when we were out there, mainly it was me, Matt Barajas,
Oh, yeah.
GT Hancock, and Freddie Mesa. We were all playing the exact same swing, so we all just kind of traveled together. I mean, we were all in our separate cars, but we all traveled together. So, we all kind of hung out. Me and GT are fairly close, and so learning from him is good because he's been on the road for, I think this is his second full year, maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
And maybe third part-time. So he definitely kind of knows the ropes a little bit and knows where to park and where not to park. And
Oh, yeah, absolutely. All the
yeah,
ins and outs
all
of
the
traveling
ins
down
and
the
outs.
road.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I'm sure you have some stories. You have any interesting stories?
No, nothing too crazy. Honestly, our trip was pretty good. We were able to stay up most of the courses overnight, so that was great.
Did y'all practice like what's your routine look like going into the tournament?
When I was on the road or when I'm
Like when you're out on the road, is it like, hey, I'm gonna practice this course every day until the tournament? Or
ideally, yes, but also like those courses, like the Pro Tour courses, are like you only want to play them once because it's just like it feels like you played 3 rounds, So we would normally use Monday as our travel day. So if we finished a tournament, we would stay there over the night, and then Monday we would travel to the next spot. Not do anything Monday. Monday would just kind of be a casual, fun day. And then Tuesday we would start practicing and we would pretty much do 1 practice round a day. So by the time Thursday or Friday came in, we normally had 3 rounds in. So that was kind of what it was there. And then Friday, maybe we were just playing 9 holes just to kind of give the body some extra rest. That
How
was.
about the day of? What you do first thing after you get up?
It was hard when I was on the road just because everything was so new. It was hard for me to get into a routine. But normally, depends what time I'm teeing off. I normally don't like to eat before I play. I like to
I don't either.
Same,
This guy
dude.
does. You always eating tacos.
Yeah. Especially if it's like anywhere in the morning, I'm probably not going to eat. I like being hungry while I'm playing. Like I don't know. I just
playing good and then rewarding yourself with the nice,
That's what I was. I
It's like I played good. I get to eat today.
just feed off the birdies, but I like to stretch for sure in the morning, especially before I'm playing. I like to leave the house with my body already warmed up, more or less,
loose and everything.
Yeah, that's always kind of my goal. But yeah, nothing too crazy. An hour warm up of throwing and putting, and then
Is that what you would get? Probably about an hour, nothing.
yeah.
That gives you enough to.
Yeah, I've shortened up my routine a little bit. I used to like an hour and a half, and I would go throw and putt, and then go chat with other people, and kind of just not think about it, and then go play.
Mhm.
But I feel like I've shortened my time a little bit, and I feel like I've enjoyed a slightly shorter warm up.
Nice.
Yeah, not so,
So-
stressful.
Yeah, for sure.
So I know you guys were once on the mid team together.
Mhm.
Tell us a little bit about that and where you're going and what you're doing and
The direction you're looking to go.
Yeah. I was with Mint for 2 years. Since I'm trying to get on the road next year, I'm just looking to try to make that I'm looking to try to be out there as long as possible, and so yeah, I kind of wanted to take a chance on myself and see if there was something
I
bigger.
love
out there.
that. You're betting on yourself, and who better to invest in than
Yeah,
yourself?
for sure. And I feel like a lot of people are like, "Oh, he's signed somewhere already. Like he's gonna announce it." Like, I have nothing lined up.
I'm like, is this a show you're gonna do?
Yeah, a lot of people are. I think I have something lined up, but no, I just.
So,
like I wanted to take a chance on myself, and I feel like even if nothing does happen, I feel like that'll push new opportunities up upon me, and yeah, I mean, I felt like even if I don't find something that's not going to put me like I can still achieve what I'm trying to do. I just might have to pull a few other strings and whatnot. So yeah, I mean, right now I have nothing lined up, but I'm pretty much reaching out to most companies. I mean, not some of the bigger ones, but yeah, I'm seeing what.
Yeah. Ultimately, I mean, so right now, who are you sponsored by?
Yeah, right now I'm sponsored by Armory Disc Golf and Camera Disc Golf. They're just two retail stores or retail shops.
Yeah, cool. Nice, man. Yeah, I think I've seen some of your products on there.
Oh, and Big Country Beef Jerky.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
They actually got the, oh yeah, we had some of their beef jerky.
It was really good.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that little peppered one. It's just spicy.
I was gonna bring. I was with Peyton this weekend, and I was gonna bring some ghost pepper jerky for us.
Oh my god!
Should have done it.
Chris could do that. I don't think I could.
I was supposed to go to Live Oak to pick it
I would
up,
die.
and I just wasn't able to make it. But
Yeah, I'm going over there tomorrow anyway. We're going into Austin tomorrow.
oh, you gonna Live Oak?
Yeah, tomorrow.
Go to the race
I
tent
got
and
that.
tell them you're picking up my jerky. They'll have it.
I'll holler at them.
All right.
Nice.
I'll holler at 'em.
But
I want to go see the finals over at the
yeah,
Brew House.
for sure. But yeah, man. And then as far as like looking at sponsors and whatnot, everyone always has like, man, I wish I could. Have you ever had that vision like, man, I would love these people reached out to me or anything like that?
Yeah. Yes and no. I feel like I could succeed with any plastic. I feel like once you do it once, it kind of just feels like it's like, okay, it's not.
Yeah.
You know, there are some manufacturers out there I think would be easier, but at the end of the day, I feel like it's a frisbee.
Yeah. Are you still throwing mint a lot? I mean, obviously.
What's in your bag right now? Like,
Yeah.
what are you bagging?
Yeah, I changed the stuff that I had like instant backups for, stuff that I was throwing in before. So the only, I mean, I have buzzes back in the bag.
Nice.
T-Bird 3s. I was a big T-Bird 3 and T-Bird thrower, so those are back in the bag. Firebirds are back in the bag.
Nice.
Destroyers. Yeah, destroyers. Cloud. Yeah. Destroyer, cloud breakers are in the bag.
Champion or Star or what?
Star.
Star plastic.
Star. I love Star for drivers. And then Gator.
Yeah.
Gator's back in the bag.
The place that's so.
You ever thrown the Cayman?
I haven't. I have
Is it the same?
The rim's a little different.
Yeah, it feels really good.
I think one's beaded and one's not. And,
Yeah.
It's
But
fun.
it's a nice little disc. It
Yeah.
doesn't have very much glide, but definitely very overstable. That's something to check out. That's a cool disc.
Yeah, it's been fun being able to just like having an interest to try.
Just try out different discs.
There's a lot of stuff I haven't tried in the last 2 years just because it was like
Yeah. Well,
I just there was
why? They're not going to.
Yeah, there was no need.
That's cool.
You want to try some of my gateway ones? Let me know.
Yeah,
Corey Focus will hook it up.
We had some drivers here the last time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Those
dude.
protos they sent in.
Yeah.
They were feeling nice.
They weren't bad actually. I felt them. Actually, I've seen him throwing them, and I'm like, man,
Huh?
those fly nice.
I know. I have a good flight with those.
Put
Now.
a bigger arm on it. Am I not?
Here we go. I'm learning.
No, but he was getting one flip up nice, and I was like, man, that was a good little flight to it.
Yeah. So, Jimmy, we love having you back on.
Oh, yeah.
I know you got a story, brother.
What do y'all want to hear?
Man, I guess
Just keep it, PG,
you told us a
R
pretty
rated.
good story about that GK Pro one last time with you. I don't know if Tanner, you ever seen that video where this guy's playing with Eagle and stuff like that at Old Settlers and stuff?
Over in Waco.
In Waco.
That was with Jomez right before they went to full, when they were like doing commentary.
Yeah.
Like full production.
Yeah, it's just almost like a silent movie. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, yep.
You seen that?
Yep.
It's me, Williams, Miles Seaboard, and Eagle McMahon. That was good. That was a good one.
How was that round?
Woo! Real nerve-wracking.
Really?
Yeah, you know,
Cameras.
it's like, you know, you have everything there, but it's like it's time to execute in front of the big dogs and keep up. Although I'd already played with Williams numerous times because we all grew up in, through in the same area, so it wasn't like I was out of my element. I think more so it was just like there were people watching.
Yeah.
You know,
Breaking down
It was a
everything.
year- I think it's just a year before it went to the, for the Waco Charity Open, blew up into what it is today. You know?
Because I think those guys are from San Angelo, right? I think one of them is.
Oh, Jomez?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. Jonathan, and I think now Disc Golf Pro Tour now owns Jomez now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And Jonathan's now is a pickleball competitor now. I mean,
I love pickleball.
yeah, like he's won some tournaments. Jonathan
Dirty.
from Jomez. So
Oh,
yeah.
that's nice.
Yeah. But to get back to what we were talking about, yeah, that was a pretty nerve-wracking. Even when they gave me the news that I was going to play on that card, I was expecting to just play with the regular, average guys, that were around. I was like, oh, this is going to fucking. I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna just.
You got it, man.
gonna
We're
do it.
R-rated. We're explicit. No, I'm just kidding. We're not. But yeah.
And then it was just total opposite. It was total like, I'm scared.
Yeah.
What is that feeling like off that tee box? Like obviously we have some tournaments and we've done off at the people practicing and they're looking at you tee off, but like actually having a crowd, I mean, what's that feeling like? And I mean, is it nerve wracking?
Yeah.
It's
Do
not-
things
it's-
slow down?
Sure.
Things pretty much, so I can feel like my body, like my mind, it knows it can do
It
it.
speeds up. Yeah.
But it's like, it almost feels like my body is just a little slower.
Yeah.
Are y'all the type that is like, hey, yo, or is it like laser focused because I'm not trying to look at everyone and stuff like that?
Look at me.
Yeah.
My subconscious is, my hearing can hear everything going on.
Yeah.
My peripherals are working really well that day for some reason. You know what I mean?
All that adrenaline, you were focused.
Yeah.
Tunnel vision.
Yeah. And then, I think right before I throw, I really try to tell myself just to focus so I can execute the shot. Because I already know that if I don't, it comes out early or late or something like that, it's on me, especially off the tee. But I just try to get comfortable, man. The next couple days after that, it was. So, maybe I got woke up a little bit, went home, recognized what I was doing wrong, and then changed things up. I mean, but that's with everything. It's like just getting out there. But those guys, when you play against those guys, you can see the experience. You can see the.
Yeah. They've been in those situations so many times.
Yeah.
It's just another day.
It is.
It's just
And that's
another
what
day with
it
the
is.
cameras and.
Yeah, they look like, sometimes, a lot of us, and even myself, I get a bogey and I'm like, man, I beat myself up for at least the next level.
At least half the round.
So it could come down to that, 180 feet. You're just taking a small knee to the ground right quick because you're in a great position, but the basket's right there. And you go backhand or forehand at it, but yeah, you dirt it, right? And then your edge circle, right? Your edge circle. And then you're kind of mad because you do it and you should be under, right? And then you miss or you throw it low and hit the front.
Hey, that's how all my bogeys happen in the tournament.
That right there, that's like just two little fundamental things. And then sometimes people let that, and me in particular, I could let that blow up on the next one. So it's in your mind. You're just like, and then you're like at a birdie hole.
Do you have a technique or something? What do you do?
Actually, I don't get angry about it anymore. I've noticed that if I don't get angry about it, and I just say, oh, well, I'm not the only one that's going to happen. It's not going to happen to just me. So I've been just letting it roll off.
Yeah.
When I played ATX Open, I already knew that going into it, I was going to play against the guys that have been playing the course. I already knew that I already had a lot, playing against
sure,
young guys, plus experience, every day for them. For me, I'm like, hitting it once a week. I'm trying to get in and throw more and more. But I was like, I should be able to transition, but I could see where just some of those little fundamentals, just a little error on the angle, hit a tree.
Yeah.
Golly, now I gotta make this 60-foot putt, man, to make my par.
Yeah.
And then the other guys were parked, because at Roy G, I mean, there's some birdie holes everybody could just get on that, and you're the only one out.
There's some holes that are
Oh,
deceiving
man.
too. Like
Yeah,
it looks
yeah.
right there.
It's right there, man. It's right there.
Yeah.
And I think that gets in everybody's head. Any disc golf course you go to, anywhere it's right there in front of you, and then you're the one who shakes yourself up out of the shot.
Yeah.
And
Like you know how to do the shot.
exactly.
Yeah.
You could go right back to that hole when tournament's over and get the best out of yourself, probably, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And you know, then you're like, oh, dude, I can't believe I did that. Where
Yeah.
was I?
Yeah.
You know,
Nice.
it's you know, it just comes with experience.
For sure. So Tanner, real quick. I mean, I know we didn't get to that. I know Jimmy, you've given us one of your couple of your good time moments and whatnot. Tanner? What's like a memorable tournament for you? Like that moment where you're like, man, this feels good right now.
Yeah. I would say there's two, maybe.
Okay.
Definitely my first win was awesome. That was 2021, and that was my last event of the year. So it was in December, and it was the ATX Open.
Okay.
And I had just signed with Mint the week before, so it was over Thanksgiving break.
Yeah.
I signed with them that weekend, but we weren't going to say anything, and so I was signed up for ATX. It was Thanksgiving weekend, and ATX Open was that following weekend, I think, or maybe 2 weekends after that. Nobody knew,
Yeah.
and so I had switched. You know, like I started putting with bullets at that time, and I wasn't throwing any mint before that, so I was like, I felt like people were gonna know what was up when they saw me
Yeah,
throwing
you
mint.
started.
And then wearing mint, I wasn't throwing any like didn't have any mint clothes, nothing. So I think people kind of knew something was up, but and then I played ATX Open that next weekend with a week of what I had in the bag at that time, and just like shredded the first 2 rounds and had like.
And where was that at? Was
It was
Met Center?
Roy G and Met Center. And I the first round I shot 9 down from the shorts at Roy, and I had like a 3-stroke lead going into Met Center. I think that was like a 10:39 rated round or something.
That's
I
still
think
really
I
good for
played
the
with
shorts.
you one of those rounds, right?
You played me the first round.
That's right, it was
I,
first round.
I didn't miss a single
That's
putt.
why
It was
you-
like the
The
bullets.
good energy Jimmy over here.
I was like just trying to keep up, you know. I was like, dude, he's shredding it. I
Yeah.
was like, I gotta throw this shot.
It was just
The story you just told was about that.
It was one of those rounds where like, I mean, every time I put my putter never touched the round. It was just like everything was just like coming in pull, just dead center. And so it was like, so that was cool. Like I had just switched with the bullets and I was succeeding, and that was exciting. And so I shot well there. I shot like a high 1030s, and then I went to Met Center, and I started off. If you've ever played Met Center, the front 9 is definitely tougher. And I went 8 down through the front 9,
Dang.
which is
Crazy.
Yeah, I'm sure they laced
Nuts.
OB everywhere.
nuts. Like I don't think I've ever seen anybody do that. Maybe
No, I've seen Mason and Brad on the coverage at the Med Center.
Yeah.
I don't even think they did
yeah.
that.
I mean, definitely not in a tournament. But by that time, I knew I was like, I got to like hole 10 or 11 because I birdied 10.
How much were you up by?
So I birdied 1 through 5. I parred 6, and I got 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then by that point, I knew I was like, I've birdied every single hole.
There's no way no one's close.
And I had a 3-stroke lead, and like you don't. My goal, like when I go play Met, is to like get through the front 9, maybe 2 or 3 under, and I was 8 under. So I was like, I was gonna check the scores, and I was like, there's no need. Like, there's
Yeah.
no way anybody is close.
Even if they were playing as good as you, you're still 3-4 strokes.
Yeah, there was no way. And then I think I checked at one point.
Probably towards the end.
Yeah, or like maybe going into the back stretch, and I was like, I know I'm shredding. I was like, let me just check to see, and I was like 6 or 7 strokes, and I was like, whoa. So then I finished that and shot like a 10, like almost like a 1060 rated round,
Wow.
and then went to Roy the next day and played the longs, and this was the old layout.
Mm-hmm. It was the old layout.
Yeah, it was the old layout.
Yeah, it was.
And I had like a 6-stroke lead going into the final day, and there were some good people signed up for this.
Yeah, Carlo, everyone there.
GT was signed
GT
up.
was there.
Nate Perkins was playing.
Yeah, there was a lot of people
there
playing.
was a handful of
Shoot, Jimmy was playing.
Jimmy's already
nowhere.
Yeah.
Saw that guy.
Jimmy Too Smooth Zamora.
But you won. You took it down, though.
Yeah, I played 4 the last day, but my parents came out to watch.
Yeah.
And it was my mom's first time ever seeing me play.
Oh, really? Wow.
What was that experience like?
There you go.
So they showed up late. They showed up late on hole 13. It's a little slow. It's a slow turnover mid-range shot.
Yeah.
And they had like just they just got there. You know, I acknowledged them, but I was like
You were zoned, yeah.
getting ready to throw. And I wasn't playing amazing, and then I yanked it right, hit first tree, and then like I think I bogeyed or something, and I was like, okay, cool, whatever. I get to 14, it's like another slow turnover, and I hit first tree on the right, hit second tree on the right. I ended up taking an 8 on 14.
Oh, right when the fan got there?
Dude, I know.
Gosh.
That's a lot of pressure though, playing in front of your parents,
Oh,
man, like,
oh.
especially for the first time.
Yeah. And then just playing with 6 strokes is like if I lose this, it's just like so the first time in that position, I had to have that. But I ended up holding it off, and that moment was really special because I always like tried telling my parents how much support I had in the community. And I remember my mom like after the round was like, because there was a handful of people following. We had a decent little gallery.
Oh yeah.
And I remember, she's talking to everybody. Oh, who are you watching? They're like, oh, we're all watching Tanner. And they don't know that they're my parents.
Yeah.
So for them to be able to experience, like, after she was like, dude, you had so many people that were coming out to watch you.
Yeah.
And that was a cool moment for me to kind of like
she didn't realize like, oh, my son.
I mean, like I would tell them like, no, like I have a lot of people who think I can do this. Like this is why I feel so strong. This is why I feel like I can do this. And so for her to be able to experience that firsthand, and then for me to win and have so many people there to kind of celebrate that with me was a really special moment.
Like validation.
Yeah, for sure. And then just kind of like, they knew that this was what I was trying to do. So to kind of get that first win, it was kind of like see, I'm doing what I said I wanted to do. This is just the first, the first of many. So that was exciting. And then it was my first win with the Mint. First win, and then first win being sponsored by them. So it was like boom, I ended and started the first week and got a win with them was super exciting. So that was definitely one of the most.
That's pretty cool.
One of the most memorable ones.
It was cool to see.
Yeah.
I remember because we all end up on that green right there.
Yeah.
So we get to see the shots land and that approach to the green to finish. It's really, really cool.
Yeah, there was a lot of people. It was a very special moment.
Yeah, no, that's pretty awesome. I mean, that's always good to hear. Just kind of see, I mean, looking back on it, like, man, I remember this is what started.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm sure that you have a lot planned, and I mean, you're still young, man. So I mean, I'm excited to see where
you go to.
I mean, and so out of Texas, I mean, give us some experiences y'all had courses out of Texas, right? I mean, where are you trying to get back to? Where are you trying to play? I mean, what's a course that you're like, man, this course did me up last time. I need to go back and kind of get some revenge.
Well, for me, man, I probably want to take off and hit like southern United States, go through Georgia and Mississippi and Tennessee.
Some good courses. I mean,
well, yeah, the changes is totally different going that way. I mean, may play some A tiers out of Texas maybe next year for me. I told myself, I didn't want to play a lot of disc golf, just running around playing disc golf. Like, I hate to say the word hobby, but sometimes I feel like I hobby the sport sometimes, when I'm not chasing down the real stuff, like A-tier events, leaving. But for me, I think out of state's going to be best. I think that's what really lights the fire for me now.
I would say you feel like that's going to
I feel more solidified and more like reason for me because I know myself, like, I just become a grandfather, just so you don't know.
Congratulations.
It's just only like, I'm only like, 4 weeks into the grand status.
Wow.
So that's different. But yeah, man, I want to just, hit some tournaments outside of Texas. A tiers, I love playing A tiers. And I like playing them outside of Texas. Why? Because you get to really see the cream of the crop. The good players that are still there.
It's so easy just to like get numb to the scene we have. You see the same players, and it's like, even though they're 1,010, 1,015, just because you know them so well,
we're here.
Yeah, it's just
the scene doesn't really change much, but to get to for me, I'm not getting any younger, so I might as well just hit it up. And with the way things are going, the way jobs being able to do a little bit remotely now with me and the wife and stuff, I think now we're going to be in a better position for me to actually do some of these bigger events, like Tim Slinsky's Masters, all that stuff out there. I mean, because I actually did pretty good, just hitting it up, going to Worlds, finishing 23rd. It's good enough for me to sit there and say that, if I dedicated more time and work and grind, yeah, I'm definitely going to be there.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
my goal was top 10. I was 7 strokes out of top 10. With the 7
right
bogeys, I carded over 5 rounds. And I told myself, I was like, those 7 bogeys kept me out of top 10.
Yeah.
And that's just like, if I had to put it on a percentage scale, I was probably doing like 40% work, what I wanted to do. And a lot of the rest of it was like family and then planning to go on the trip, saving money, and then getting my ass there. And once I got there, I was like, oh, finally, this big weight's off my shoulders. I'm here. Now I got to refocus and then turn everything, all that energy into disc golf, you know? So, yeah, I mean, that's my look. I mean, and then, you know, we got new discs coming out. Mint discs, you know, they'll be coming out their stuff, you know, as fast as they can
Oh,
to
yeah.
accommodate everybody. But, you know, yeah, man. I mean, I'm probably going to play where you'll see me. And I love playing in the open division. A lot of people are like, God, you should just master it up, dude. Just run through
Play
there.
MP40.
And
I'm
it's
not
like-
there yet.
I said, I'm there, you know. It's like, I want to do it, but it's just one of those things where I like playing against young, just ambitious, hungry, I want it now
Game
type
brings game.
mentality. And I love it. I like it when I step on the field of play and I see that the competitor next to me is just as good as me, if not better.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I love that. And it makes me grind. It really makes me like think about the shot. I walk away from it. I don't really beat myself up anymore because I'm a lot older now. But for me, when I walk away from it, I'm like, hey, that's like I did good. I did pretty good for just, you know, really acknowledging how much time I'm putting into it.
Yeah.
So for me, for next year, I can turn it up, and I know deep down mentally I'm gonna see results. It's the same thing. Just be positive, focus, really want it for yourself, and not just say you want it, but really get up and go do it.
Yeah.
Just having to go do it, that's a big thing for everybody.
Put the work in, most definitely.
Now, you tell me, is there any places you're looking forward to? Like, I know you mentioned, you know, the 18 qualifier, eight-tier qualifiers and whatnot. Are you going to try to get as much of those up?
I'm gonna hit as many of those up as I can.
And where are those at as of right now?
I don't know.
Do you know?
I don't think they posted.
Haven't posted yet.
I think they're gonna post them this week.
Do you have a preference playing north, east coast, west coast?
No, I haven't been very far east or west. I probably won't go west just with how expensive it is.
Yeah.
It's expensive to travel west.
Yeah. But then now with the tour, with the weather setting up, it seems like they're keeping everybody on the east side.
Are they? Because of weather?
Ish, yeah. But Michigan was really awesome to play in. When I was up there
Nice up
in
there.
July, it was like 71
Damn.
In the summer?
in the middle of the day.
That's perfect.
It was just beautiful. Everything was just green and everything was just. It was Michigan was awesome. I would love to go. Ideally, I'm gonna go hit that same swing next year because it'll be crazy hot here, and I just don't want to practice in 110-degree weather. So my goal in July next year is to be somewhere with nice weather. So Michigan has a lot. I'd like to go back there. I like my time in Kansas. Kansas City has got some great golf.
You've been in Kansas before, right?
Yeah, the community is very much like very Austin-like. And then I'd like to play some more in Oklahoma. I've played it there a handful of times this year, and courses are pretty fun there. The community's good. I've had a lot of success there this year.
Yeah, we almost went there, right? Oklahoma Open.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they've got some.
They got some good tournaments over there.
I have a good track record in Oklahoma. So
Nice, man.
I'd
Did you take it out there or what?
No, but I've won. I won a B tier up there earlier this year, and then I got second out of the A tier that they ran later in the year that I played well at. So yeah, I seem to play well up there. So I'd like to go back.
So, question. Whenever you play disc golf and you're playing a tournament, and this is kind of a tough one, right? What do you enjoy more? You enjoy the money that you win or the recognition that you get for winning it? Or like that first place?
I like the recognition I get for just getting in there because I do a lot of things when I'm playing disc golf that a lot of guys don't do. You know, I'll go for the shot.
Yeah.
A lot of people, they'll be like, oh, I'm going to lay it up. I have a real good tendency to be like, nah, that's what I'm here for. And I like doing that. I like leaving the memory on the card. So yeah, I'd rather get the recognition. Like if I don't win first, second, third, I'm cool with it. But I know that when I left that card there, those 3 guys, they're like, damn, that dude right there, he's cool, man.
That's crazy Jimmy right there.
Man,
It's fun, though, man.
What about you, Tanner? What do you enjoy?
Yeah, I mean, the money's nice, but
Gotta eat.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, the money's nice, but yeah, I think I don't know, maybe even more or less the recognition. Just it's nice to be able to like. I mean, everything I do, I'm just trying to like learn from my mistakes. So to have a weekend where I'm able to put everything together is, it just always feels good to know that I'm able to acknowledge what I'm doing wrong and successfully being able to make the changes to make them right.
Yeah.
And I think that's more just like what it excites me is just just growth
That
and
result and stuff.
being able to keep fighting and keep practicing because it's definitely a grind to win these tournaments. So to be able to succeed in a weekend always just feels it feels good.
Yeah, because you're going up against a lot of competitive, good people
Oh, yeah.
that put in the work that you
For
put
sure,
in.
yeah.
They do.
And not just that, I've always,
Yeah.
it's funny, I've always gotten told, well, I've gotten told before, and it's kind of always stuck with me, is like, you gotta, enjoy the process, even though it's tough,
for
to, really enjoy the result.
Yeah.
Because if you don't enjoy that process, it's kind of like,
and that's
the journey.
Yeah, and that's kind of what it is. Like every time I win, it's always just like it never like the process is so much more fulfilling.
Yeah.
Then it's to me when I win, it's just like I did what I was supposed to.
and it's like,
I did what I planned. You know, like that's what it was. But I feel like the process is losing. Really, is just like to me is what I enjoy. Just like that's when I feel like I learned the most. So winning's good, but I feel like there's not a whole lot of growth from it.
Where's so winning and losing? Where do you draw the line at for winning and losing? Is that
Like
is it first place where you're calling winning?
Yeah.
Or is it like mid cash
Yeah,
you're still
no.
winning? Or
No,
last place cash,
especially at non-pro tour events. Especially now, if I'm
local A tier.
if I'm not winning,
you feel like you lost.
yeah, if I'm not winning, I really don't. I really don't care. Every now and then, I'll like maybe if it's an A tier and the payout up top is because it starts to drop after places so like if I'm out of the win, then maybe I'll peek at scores to see like okay, where's the best place for me to finish to get the most payout or something. But, I'm not there.
Game first or back.
It's a tough question. Hey, 'cause
No,
I walk
for
away
sure.
from the events if I cash. I know I didn't win the tournament, but in
Yeah.
a sense, I still feel like I still won a little bit,
Mhm.
only just because I took some money.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that I won the day or financially I've gained.
Especially with the big field.
It's a big field, and a lot of times I think about the guy that missed cash by one stroke,
Mm-hmm.
and then I always think so I kind of walk away with a positive feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes if I play a really bad round and it's like way beneath my rating, I
Like
do
you
it
need
a
to crack
couple
the
times.
bed.
Yeah.
I'm like, ooh,
Well, I mean,
I'm like almost like one card away from the last card.
Yeah.
That's losing.
I mean, and some weekends like it is just like all right, just get in the cash line,
For sure.
But I mean, ideally every time it's
Yeah.
like if I'm not in first place, I get upset when I don't ever give myself an opportunity.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's what I think a lot of us are. Right? I think if you're playing, we're
for sure.
competitive at
For sure.
least to some level, right?
Absolutely.
Even myself, I'm not quite at Charles' level yet, but I'm a competitor, right?
Mhm.
Like, I want to win, even if it's an MA1 right now. It's like, I want to win. I come out here, I practice to win. I'll be honest, like, I don't come out here to, especially getting plastics. Like, no, my goal is to
Yeah,
win.
I've already
Yeah.
done
I'm
plastic.
getting plastic, man. And so it's like one of those things where it's like, I think
Gotta
you
put in
gotta
the
want
work.
to win to get better and to
for
really get to that next level.
You also got to put in the work.
Put in the work,
Absolutely.
You gotta throw.
You gotta know what flies for you.
Yeah, man, you gotta know your disc. I mean, and that's why I try and say, like, I'm not the greatest disc golfer yet. I'm not a pro player yet. But even with we have our little disc golf gang, and me and Rob try to emphasize to everyone, like, you know, and they love the advice and everything like that. Just say, get out there and throw, know what your discs do, and a head one, a tail one, and a right to left.
That's the biggest thing I see abs do is throw the wrong disc.
Yeah.
And they just don't know any better, you know.
The angles, right.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, I mean, what is some, like, y'all have been through it, through the AM level now, playing at a high level. I mean, what's some advice that you can give people that are, you know,
want to make that jump?
Really wanting to make that jump and, you know, up and coming?
Yeah. God, I feel like we need another podcast episode for.
That's good questions.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, it's so hard because, like, when I was there, it's like, you're just like tunnel vision. And I feel like now looking back and seeing like when I was there at NADGT today with the MA2 group, like just watching the way they play, it's so easy for me to be like, dude, like just do this. Like he did not need to be doing this.
What are you
but
doing?
Yeah, I feel like I feel like it's hard because like as an AM, I feel like personally, I feel like everybody's focus should be like getting down the mechanics.
Yeah.
ASAP. Like that was kind of my logic when I first started playing was like I was like if I want to get good at this, you know, you always hear about everybody like, oh, he's been playing for 15 years or 20 years, and like my thought was like if I can perfect the mechanics as soon as possible, then that's going to outweigh experience, right? Experience is only you can only go so fast with bad mechanics.
Oh, yeah.
If you do it enough, you're going to get better. But my ideal was like if I can perfect the mechanics, that's going to make up for my lack of experience, and I'll be able to excel quicker.
Yeah.
I think that's what AMs should focus on is like once you get the mechanics down, then like you're going to become more consistent.
Yeah.
The dish fly better.
And that's it. Like you're going to become more consistent, and then it's going to be easier for you to be able to work on your mental game.
Everybody's going to be dropping.
But when your mechanics are all over the place, you're trying to figure out why you're pulling right, and then you're in your head, and then you know it's just like
your next shot is affected by your next shot.
Yeah,
because you're trying to figure it out in the mid round.
Yeah, and I think that's hard. I think so many people just want to get good so fast, or see certain people like, well, this person just picked it up and was already this good at this point. I think just like not comparing yourself to anybody else and know that like it's easy to make jumps at different times, even though if maybe you're not getting it right off the bat. Within 3 months, 3 months later down the road, you can make a huge jump. You just never know when you're going to make those big jumps, and so you just have to focus on the simple things right in front of you, and then kind of perfect those, and then
Disc golf 101 in a nutshell, right?
Yeah.
What was that question?
Just, I guess, any advice, right, coming from y'all's level of play, right? I mean, again, the whole point of the show is to always keep everyone informed, kind of get out to the community, people who are growing in the sport, everything like that. So, we get a lot of listeners and people that reach out to us who are AMs, right? And they're like, hey, man, love the content, love hearing from, like, we've had people reach out, love hearing from Jimmy, love hearing from Alan, love hearing from Orlando, right? Just, like, different views of people, right? So, like, with that in mind, I mean, what can you help everyone out there with? Obviously, people get in their head, right?
Oh, yeah. I think the big thing is, when you're going to play a tournament, or if you decide that you're going to start pursuing that, I think you have to at least know, like, what your abilities are out there. There's some courses out there that are just big. You get on them and you really don't score too well, but you may be able to score a little bit better on a different course format.
Right.
I mean, there's so many tournaments now going on. To any AM out there looking to just, if you want to chase after the big stuff, do it, but you may not find success right away right there. So you might have to like find and work your way to those things, Different tournaments have different courses, so different courses, they play different to different people.
Yeah.
I would say just do a good study on like what tournaments you're gonna, and if you're gonna hit the road as an amateur, because there's AMs out there that are doing it now.
Traveling AM.
Yeah, do a good study on the course you're going to go play. Like, take a good look, see what you did there. If you've been there before, it's like, did I play good there? Was it a struggle for me there, just some of those things. I mean, it matters. You get go to a disc golf tournament or a course and you just play horrible at it. And then you kind of like, I don't know why I go there. It just doesn't fit my game.
Yeah.
And then there could be another tournament down the road at another city away. You go down there and you might light it up.
Right.
And then after that, you're like, I'm playing that one for sure. I play well there.
Yeah,
I mean, you can find a swing for yourself throughout the states.
Yeah. There's definitely courses that I feel you play at. It's weird because
They fit your games.
Yeah, they fit your games. And
Right.
there's one course where you throw this same shot, you can always mess it up. But this course, for some reason, you have a different confidence. Like, oh, this course fits me, and you just tend to play really well there.
Yeah.
I know I have that course for me here, and
Say,
Rob too.
A lot
I
of
mean,
people do. A lot of people have that in them.
quick question. I was gonna say, quick question for you, Tanner. What's your favorite course in Austin? Like, what's the course that you can say, like, hey, I go to this course to get practice.
Yeah.
This course challenges me. I love it.
Roy G was the old layout was my favorite. It's hard because like I really the only courses I play are Circle C, Met, and Roy, which is like a perfect. I feel like a good trifecta of golf.
Yeah, good variety of shots.
I feel like they're all challenging. I think Met's still one of my favorite courses. But I would say I don't really have. I've played those three courses so much in Austin. I feel like
They're literally all tied.
I'm just kind of numb to all three of them. But yeah, I would say Met's probably one of my favorites still. I always enjoy. I enjoy playing there. I feel like there's a good amount of you can throw multiple shots on there on the holes, which is nice. So I can practice even though I'm playing one hole. I can practice different lines where I feel like some of the other courses it's more like you have to throw this shot, so I'm not able to practice. I'm just throwing that same shot. Where I can like it's open enough where I can throw. Hyzer, sidearm hyzer flip, different lines on different holes. So
I definitely like Roy G because I can flip something up down the middle, and that's where I learned how to throw those understable distance because my overstable is not going to work. I'm going to skip into the track.
And Roy's perfect for like practicing straight lines, but like half of those holes you can't throw a hyzer,
right?
Where it's like at Met I can really do. I can throw a hyzer, I can throw flat, I can throw. I can throw every shot off the tee pretty much.
Imagine like hole 11 at Met where you can go right side, left side.
That's one of the holes I was thinking about.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Just I can get practice in at the same time while I'm kind of playing. So
I can see that. I wish we had a Met something similar to Met over here. I mean, I think about it, I get kind of sad sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Turkey Ridge is opening up. I mean, it's a little out, but it does give the area.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gives San Antonio a little bit.
I love that
different course.
Yeah, dude. When I saw you out there, I was throwing like Tanner was saying. You get out there and you can throw a forehand line, a backhand turnover line. You can throw
a lot of options.
Yeah, you got a lot of options. So
you
Justin
can do a lot.
doing some good things out there, and he told me too that. I was just there talking with him, and there's a lot of stuff planned for next year, man.
Right.
Like he has, he's building. He wants to build a little. I don't know if I'm spoiling it for him, but he wants to build a little pro shop out there and whatnot. So I know he has some big plans, and I think that'll really bring some people out there.
Oh, yeah.
And then you have a lot. You have a lot of courses up and coming that are pretty cool. I just wish would definitely want to experience like which Tanner's been talking about, and Jimmy, y'all got an out of state, so look forward to that. So, looking into 2024, right? I know obviously y'all are doing your own big things. Do y'all keep up with like a elite series, as much as well when you're on tour? Keeping up with, the Calvin Heimbergs and Eagle McMahon. I mean, is there someone you watch specifically that you're like, man, I like his game. I like, kind of learning stuff from them, seeing what they're doing, approaching things of that sort.
Yeah, I watch it all the time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, every time. Friday when it's ready.
Go.
I'll even watch the press conference too, just to you get a feeling on, get to see what the players like and stuff. It's pretty cool.
What do you like? Who do you like? Like as a not just a player, but like you look at someone and you're like, man, this person's cool. I like their game. I like what he stands behind. Like, who's the player you like can stand behind?
I can't really say like I know them all personally. I mean, I see them on social media and stuff like that, but. What I do like is I like to see the local people that came out of Texas. I'm really amazed by Bradley Williams.
Yeah.
He's it's just
he did well this year.
Absolutely, did great.
Played well this year.
Great. Watching him excel the way he has, watching like Nate Perkins come out of Texas. He's part of the Disc Golf Pro Tour's commentary. Mason Ford, Mondajanos.
What do you think about Holland Hanley?
Holland Hanley,
she's
from Texas as well. Dude, I saw Holland Hanley on the radar, and I told Brandy when we watched that, I said, dude, so watch this. She's going to end up in the top at the last round. I said, she might not start, but she's going to be in the, just watch.
She'll be in the thick of it.
She will. And then sure enough, dude, as the year progressed, this year, dude, she was like at the top, winning and just like.
She can get that putting together. She's
Yeah.
just.
And I think we have there's another girl that's out of Texas, plays for Prodigy. She was a softball player.
Oh yeah, she got injured.
Did she get injured? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Her and her husband, they decided to go full tour with her.
Caroline Henderson.
There you go. Yeah, her too.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few Texans that have decided to make
Yeah.
disc golf their numero uno thing.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah,
look forward
Leva.
to it.
Yeah, and it's cool to see. I mean, seeing Williams and seeing Nate from because I
And
played
Mason, you got Mason out on the scene.
I played disc golf with those two guys though
Yeah.
way before.
Yeah, they were.
You know, they were like, they're just playing 18
Yeah.
B tiers here in Texas, man. I remember back in the day, we all sat down and was just like, man, it's like both you guys gonna have to get up out of here and go take some big ones down. You just can't stay in Texas forever.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be real. That's my best advice to anybody here who has the opportunity to do disc golf every day. You're young, and you're hungry, and you have the time. Get out of Texas and go do it. Because Texas has a lot of competition here. It's
Oh,
really
yeah.
tough. I noticed that when I got out of Texas, I played some tournaments. Dang, I'm actually pretty good. That's what happens because you have a lot of competition here.
And
you
new
have no choice.
competition too. New
Yeah.
competition.
Oh, growing here super fast.
Yeah.
So you have to be good. So when you leave Texas, you really get to see where you're at. And and I'm telling you right now, I think the best thing for anyone, for you,
Yeah.
get out of Texas, hit the A tiers,
Yeah.
do those things for yourself, and you really will just grow. That's what I like seeing. To get back to the question, I like watching the Texas players make a decision, and then you just watch them grow, and then you're just like, wow. So there you go. That's really wanting something for yourself and going and doing
Going
it.
to get it.
Yeah.
That's right, because that's really what disc golf is. I mean, they just didn't just sit there
Yeah,
and say,
yeah.
"Oh, I want to be a pro."
Yeah. They put the work in.
They did. You got to put the work in and go chase it down. You
Oh,
have to
yeah.
go to those
Yeah.
things. You have to do it. And I'm just gonna be real. There's a lot of lonely time out there. I'm sure.
Yeah.
In the van at night. I think having a good group of friends, a network of friends, if you're gonna get into disc
Yeah.
golf, that's one of the main things that you want. A good social network, man. You can have friends, like you.
That's always a good
Freddie,
event too. Like if you don't have no one to vent to out on the road, I
Yeah,
can imagine that's
talking about the background.
Yeah.
You can kick it around the campfire with some friends.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there's some people out there doing lonely nights by themselves, but that's
Yeah.
got to be pretty rough.
Yeah.
That's got to be rough.
What about you, Tanner? Anyone you kind of look up to? Like to learn from?
Yeah, I like Brad. That was always my goal when I was getting into disc golf. Was like when I started, I was like, I want to always have the smoothest form on my card. Like that was like my goal. I was like every card I play on, I want to have the best form. By watching Brad a lot, he was definitely someone that I watched a lot. So it's been cool seeing him. It just seems like he's putting in more effort the last couple of years, and it's been cool to see him
Change.
Oh, yeah.
reap those rewards. So that's fun to watch. But yeah, I kind of like watching everybody. I watch almost exclusively the live. I don't watch post produced.
No, I watched it
Ever.
live.
And even if I can't watch the live coverage, then I'll have the live scores.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
like,
yeah.
if I watch the live scores, like I will not go back and watch post produced. Like watching the live scores is enough.
Yeah.
Is enough for me sometimes. So.
And what kind of sucks is you kind of got to watch live now because if not, 3 hours later, less than 3 hours later, you're gonna learn about everything that happened
Yeah,
on social
yeah,
media
yeah,
and stuff
for sure.
like that.
For
Don't
sure.
you hate it when it's like,
Spoilers.
I'm saving myself to get
Yeah,
home.
dude.
Yeah.
And you see the champion, it's Heinberg, he's right there.
I'm like, well, I don't gotta watch much anymore.
Yeah.
I know who won it.
Yeah, for sure.
But guys, thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Any last thoughts that you guys want to shout outs you guys would like to have out there?
Hey, absolutely. I'd like to give a shout out to my wife.
Yeah.
She's always there for me. She supports me in disc golf. Disc.
She plays as well, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she plays as well. She plays with the Women's San Antonio League.
Oh, yeah.
Glow
Shout out to
season
San
starting up
Antonio
for
League.
them. So if you're out
I
there,
do
you
want
want
to touch base on that.
if you guys want to come out and play Glow League with them, that's starting up. A Glow season in San Antonio starting next week.
Can you talk a little bit just about that, Open, so people listening can know, like, hey, what's coming up? Because I know they release that schedule. Are you
Yeah.
familiar with it?
Yeah, I don't have it on here.
Yeah.
But ACDC starts next Tuesday.
Tuesday?
That's a Glow. That starts at 6 o'clock, I think.
And I think it's cycling, right?
It's cycling, UC, McLean, Hillside.
McLean,
Yeah, and they'll be going back and forth every, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday?
Tuesday, I think Wednesday's cracking at McLean,
Okay,
and then Thursday's going to be Nani as usual with Nick and Jonathan Lagoria.
there you go.
Friday is Out of Bounds, Dubs night. Saturday is teams as well during the day, and then I think you'll have your usual UC as well.
Yeah.
On Sundays. Is there anything I don't know how much you know about the Austin local scene. Do you know?
There's not a lot. It's pretty.
It's disc golf tournament central.
Yeah.
But there's not a lot of minis though. Our mini scene's pretty weak.
Yeah.
Might slow down some.
I don't really go to minis because none of them are that good.
Yeah. That's I even when I look, because I'll be up there for business sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, they don't have nothing going on.
Yeah, we have a Monday mini sometimes that they run at Zilker.
Zilker, right?
Yep, and then Tuesday. I don't think there's at
Northtown usually will.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We had like a pop-up mini one
All
day
pop-up minis.
at Boggy Creek,
Mm-hmm.
I think, or Bogey
Creek. I think that's what Hernandez runs.
But
at
they
sometimes.
they run it with portable
Justin
baskets.
Davis up there.
They have 3 portable baskets, and like it's almost like mob golf. There's like 3 big cards or 2 big cards, and then there's 3 baskets, and someone's on a scooter. We play the holes, and then they move the basket. It flows well. But they play in a public park, so they have like a layout that they all remember.
That's crazy.
And they just use 3. But yeah, we don't. That's just proof that we don't have it.
We'll be able to look at you again. Definitely get out there again for everyone getting into it.
Mhm.
Don't be afraid to just throw yourself in the mix, see where you fall, and believe it or not, you surprise yourself, and that's going to be what makes you better. So be able to look at. We'll post it on our page as well. Just the stuff happening in the
Share Tanner stuff as well.
We'll share Tanner all the time again,
Jimmy.
and we'll love to have a follow up. I think you'll see Jimmy on a few more episodes.
I'm coming back.
There's just stuff to continue to talk about,
absolutely.
and always just love hearing from Jimmy, his experience through the game and everything like that. So be able to look out. We'll announce that on the page when we're coming back out. We want to get some rounds on the course in and be able to kind of do a show on the course. So we think that would be
fun.
cool. So maybe we'll reach out to everyone and see who wants to join, and just get a nice, fun, casual round.
Get
out
mic'd
there.
up.
Commentary, talk about what you were thinking. Man, I was thinking about a taco. Hit that tree, the commentary.
Rob, why did you just miss that 5-footer?
I don't know.
But man, we look forward to seeing everyone. We're gonna take the winter break off, kind of have our little off season as well, and try to improve ourselves and try to get to these guys' level. Just keep working hard, when no one else isn't.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Thank you so much again for joining us on the Disc and That podcast. Once again, thank you to our sponsors, Disc Kings Disc Golf.
Yeah, we've got Imagine the Reaction, also Sweet Road Creations. Everyone, Rob, you got your sponsors as well.
Yeah, thank you to my sponsor, Gateway Disc. I love their disc, and thank you so much for supporting me this season. And
Shout out to y'all sponsors. Y'all want to throw that out one last time?
Mint discs. They make good stuff. The wife, family, friends, love y'all. Proline Disc Golf, ACDC.
Yeah.
All the clubs that are taking part in the NAD.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of all the volunteers.
Yeah.
Yes.
You guys are hearing this, thank you guys for doing what you do.
Tanner?
Thank you to my wife as well. She's on a little getaway with some friends.
Nice.
I got the easy go. Armory Disc Golf, they've done a lot for me this year. They're out of College Station. They're here in Texas, and then Camera Disc Golf, they're out of Pittsburgh. They've helped me out as well. And then Big Country Beef Jerky, that just came to life, and that'll continue through next year.
Nice.
Love it.
But,
where can they find you before we let you go?
on Instagram, it's tanner.mccartney99. And then Facebook, it's Tanner James McCartney.
And for me, it's Facebook, it's Jimmy Zamora, and Instagram, it's with Jimmy / Zamora
G-Pod
2023.
I can upgrade
Cool,
that.
y'all. Look it up.
Yeah.
Listeners, thank you so much for joining us on the Disc and That podcast show. Peace.
Peace.
Y'all be good.